know a lot of you out there love heavy hitter fragrances, aka beast mode fragrances. So in today's video, I have quite a few fragrances to share with you all that are heavy hitters, but they work well in warm weather, which sometimes can be hard to find. If you're interested, then just keep watching. Before we get into the video, I do want to quickly introduce myself for those of you who may be new here. My name is Ayesha. I make videos about fragrance, beauty, luxury, and lifestyle. If those are things you're interested in, please consider subscribing. And if you are a returning subscriber, hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So like I said, today's video will be focused on warm weather heavy hitters. Now, before we get into the fragrances, let me just quickly talk about heavy hitter fragrances. So people have different ideas of what that means. For this video and for me, what I think a heavy hitter is something that projects really well and that lasts for a decent amount of time. Now, does it have to last all day, meaning like 12 hours? No. To me, if a fragrance lasts like 6-7 hours and it projects a lot, to me, that's what I mean by a heavy hitter fragrance. And then the only other criteria is that all the fragrances that I mentioned have to work well in warm weather. Now, of course, when we talk about what works well in warm weather, that's all going to be subjective, right? But these are just my opinion. And some I know will be slightly controversial, but I just ask that y'all hear me out. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into these fragrances. So I might as well go ahead and start with one of the controversial ones. And before you exit out of this video, make sure you listen to my reasoning, okay? This is actually my scent of the day, and this is Zerjoff Naxos. Now, this is a tobacco and honey fragrance. Quite popular in the YouTube fragrance world, especially among men. And the reason I said it's controversial is because it has like some heavy notes in it. Honey, tobacco. It also has lavender, which gives it this aromatic quality. And I think this is a really nice fragrance, even in the hot weather. Like I said, I'm wearing it today. It is extremely hot. I have been outside walking around, not a ton, but I've like been in and out of my car quite a few times today. And this just worked. Now, initially when I got this, I thought I would only wear it during cold weather. That's what I bought it for. However, one day I wore this to like an outdoor mall and it actually got hot. I wasn't expecting it and I smelled so good. And I'm glad I did that because I would never have tried this in warm weather otherwise, because the notes just sound like fall, winter, right? But the way this wears, it has this quality that kind of makes it more of a transparent scent. Now, you may hear me say that a lot in this video, and that's something that I actually say a lot in general. And what I mean by that is that even though the notes are heavy, when you spray it, it doesn't smell heavy on the skin, but it does project. Like there's something in there that makes it push out, makes the fragrance push out. People will smell it on you, you will smell it on yourself, but it never really feels extremely like heavy or like it's weighing you down, in my opinion. Now, with this fragrance and with pretty much all of these fragrances I'm gonna share, I don't go heavy on them because I don't need to. So I'm going to say that if you overspray the fragrances that I'm mentioning today, they probably will be too much for hot weather. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. Now, we all have our opinions on overspraying, not overspraying. For me, I would say this is one that I probably sprayed on myself today about 5 times. And to me, that's like my normal spray. That is not a heavy spray. But, you know, you do you. We all have difference in opinions on that type of thing. Anyway, ramble over. That is Zerjoff Naxos. The next fragrance that I have is a more traditional summer fragrance. This is Mancera Holidays. So this is that sunscreen type fragrance. It is coconut, it's sweet, it's tropical florals, and there's a creaminess about this fragrance as well. But unlike a lot of other fragrances in this class, this is a heavy hitter. This will be smelled on you by others for a long time. This is one that I do not overspray, and this is probably one of the few fragrances in this type of class that I don't overspray. You don't need to, and you get this huge bottle. I mean, I don't know if this comes in the smaller bottle from Mancera, the 2-ounce bottle, but this is the 4-ounce bottle. This is the only size that I've seen in this particular fragrance, so you really don't need a lot. So this probably lasts you forever. If you only bought like one summer scent and you wanted to just wear that one scent, you could wear this because you could wear it day, you could wear it night, and it would probably last you the entire summer, even if you only use one fragrance the entire time. I mean, I don't know who's doing that, but hey, if that's what you want to do, this is something that you could do. This is quite versatile in my opinion. Like I said, day or night. But I typically only wear this in hot weather. To me, it does not smell like something that I want to put on when it's cold outside. So again, that is Mancera Holidays. The next fragrance that I have is Armani Prive Bleu Turquoise. Now, I feel like I've mentioned this a lot recently, so hopefully y'all are not tired of it, but I'm not tired of it, okay? I think I mentioned this in my summer sexy date night fragrances. I will link that for you all, but a lot of those fragrances could have went in this video, but this one I felt like really belonged in this video because it is a heavy hitter. It is a sweet, salty vanilla fragrance, but it's not overly sweet. It's not cupcakey sweet. It's definitely more of a natural smelling, salty vanilla scent. But in addition to the vanilla, you also have some incense in here, some woody notes in this, and I believe some pepper in this as well. And it gives it this unexplainable character. Now, unfortunately, this one is quite hard to find now. I don't know what's going on with Armani and their Prive line. A lot of them are hard to find if you are in the US, but I'm pretty sure in Europe it's a little bit easier. So lucky you guys, but if I'm able to find this, I will link it, but no promises. Anyway, this is a gorgeous scent, perfect for anybody that wants to wear it. I think it sits perfectly unisex. I think it's great for day or night. And again, it is a heavy hitter. People will smell this on you. You will smell it on yourself, and people will compliment you wearing this fragrance. It's quite unique in my opinion. Again, that is Bleu Turquoise from Armani Prive. This next fragrance could be a bit controversial for the summer. There's no doubt that it's a heavy hitter, but it could be controversial. Some of you guys may find it too heavy for summer, but hear me out, okay? This is none other than Mancera Instant Crush. So this fragrance is beautiful. I actually think this works really great year round, but in the summer, I feel like the sweetness really comes out more than in the winter. So this fragrance to me is very hard to explain. I know it's quite popular, so I know a lot of you all have smelled this, but to me, it is a sweet, somewhat airy, amber saffron scent. Often gets compared to Baccarat Rouge 540, the original EDP. I get the comparison, but to me, this is much more of a full fragrance, whereas Baccarat Rouge kind of smells like initially when you smell Baccarat Rouge, I'm not saying this in a bad way because I love BR 540, but it smells kind of one-dimensional, but not in a bad way. When you smell Instant Crush, it smells more 3D. Hopefully that makes sense. Y'all, don't come for me, okay? I love Baccarat Rouge. That was not a bad thing. I'm just saying. Anyway, I think this fragrance works really well in hot weather. Now, don't go ham on the sprays, okay? You will do yourself in. This is a strong one. But although this is a heavy hitter, long-lasting, beast mode fragrance, I think it works really well in warm weather, even during the day when you're outside. Now, if you're a little bit shy about it and this may be a little bit heavy for you, then you could definitely wear this at night, no problem. So again, that is Mancera Instant Crush. So as I was reaching for this next fragrance, I just realized that all of the fragrances I'm mentioning are niche fragrances, and most of them have a higher price tag. But I do want to say you can find deals on some of these from reputable websites. I'm not here to tell you which websites are reputable. That's on you. I don't like to get involved in that. Buy from where you're comfortable, but I'm sorry that I don't have more affordable options for you guys. I really just picked, from my collection what I thought were heavy hitters and great for the summer. So it just ended up like this. If you guys are not already following me on Instagram, please do that. I have a summer affordable fragrance reel that I am planning on doing. They're not necessarily heavy hitters, but I still think it would be like a fun thing for you to watch, especially if like all the fragrances I'm mentioning here are out of your price range. So anyway, on to the next fragrance. This one is from Roger Parfums, and this is Enigma or Creation E Parfum Cologne. So mine says Creation E. That's what it says here in the United States. In some other countries, I think every other country, it says Enigma. So just FYI. But this is the Parfum Cologne version. This is one of my favorite fragrances, hands down, and I think it works so well in warm weather, especially if there is a breeze around. So this to me is like my sexy rum and coke scent. I feel like I say that every time I talk about this, but honestly, that's how I feel about it. It is a spicy but sweet and boozy scent, but it's not heavy. This one definitely has that transparent nature that I was talking about. It is perfect for hot weather, being outside. People will smell it on you. It just like projects off your skin so well. Every single time I wear this, my husband compliments me on it. Now, let me just tell you, my husband says I always smell good. So he doesn't always compliment me on fragrances. So when he does compliment me on a fragrance, I feel like it must really stand out. Like a lot of times I tell y'all that he doesn't compliment me on my fragrances, but every time when I ask him why he doesn't compliment me more on my fragrances, he just says that you always smell good. Like I don't feel the need to compliment you unless it's something that like makes me say something. So just FYI. Anyway, people will smell this on you, especially if there is a breeze around. I'm just telling you. Now, of course, this one is targeted towards men, but I think it's perfectly unisex because of that sweetness that is in there. I think women can easily pull this off. And I also think a man could pull this off quite easily as well. So again, that is Creation E Parfum Cologne by Roja Parfums. This next fragrance is quite unique in my collection, and I talk about it a lot, but it's honestly because I love it. This is Zerjoff Dolce Amalfi. So this is my juicy fruit gum fragrance. It is a spicy but sweet fruity fragrance. The spices in here are what really set this apart in my opinion. Think about just like a melange of tropical fruits, right? So you think about that, but then you add in something that smells like cinnamon. I always forget if it's cinnamon or nutmeg in this fragrance. To me, they smell quite similar. I'm not the cook in this household, in case y'all can't tell. But anyway, so think about like cinnamon or nutmeg and cloves. To me, the cloves really stand out in this fragrance. Think about that along with that tropical fruit bowl. That's what this smells like to me. That's the best way I can describe this. It is so unique, but it is so good. Now, a lot of people do say they don't like wearing this when it's hot because the spices get to be too much, and this is more of a dense fragrance. But in my opinion, I think it works perfectly for summer. If you were to try this and you thought it was a little bit too dense for daytime, definitely check it out at night. I think the heat just really like brings out that sweetness, and I love it, y'all. I love this fragrance. Dolce Amalfi from Zerjoff. The next fragrance is one of my standout fragrances for this summer, honestly. I just got it a couple months ago, and it's just one that I have thoroughly enjoyed since I purchased this. So the fragrance that I'm talking about is Kajal Lamar. So this fragrance is a pineapple banger. It's so good. So the pineapple in this is what really makes it special in my opinion, because it's the right mix of being sharp and being sweet. And to me, the sweetness just really feminizes this pineapple. There are quite a few pineapple fragrances that to me smell more masculine. They're more like the Creed Aventus type pineapple. This is not that. This is definitely a sweeter pineapple, but I don't think that it's so like sugary sweet that it smells juvenile at all. And I definitely think a man could wear this quite easily. So in addition to the pineapple, this one kind of has that airy quality to it. It has some woody notes in it as well. And this one works extremely well on a breezy hot day. So I actually think this can be worn year round, but I think that it's best for hot weather. So again, this is Lamar by Kajal. The next fragrance, again, is going to be controversial as far as is it warm weather appropriate, but in my opinion, it is. So this is none other than Nisha Nayani. This fragrance is a vanilla fragrance, and it's a thick vanilla. It gives you that cloud of fragrance. However, it is not cupcakey. It is not extremely sweet, and it has these spices and citrus notes in it. So the citrus in here to me smells like lime or bergamot. But then you also have ginger in this that kind of just freshens it up. It awakens it. And it gives it this quality that makes me think I can wear this year round. Like, I feel perfectly comfortable wearing this on the hottest of days, and I'm good with it. Now, do I always do that? No, because like I kind of save this fragrance. I really love it. So I don't really like to wear it every single day because I want it to stay special. But I have worn this on hot days and it performed really well. I just don't go ham on sprays, guys. I just don't do it. But yeah, this is amazing. I love this fragrance. This is one that I just can never get enough of when I smell it. Perfect. It's perfect. This is a perfect fragrance for me. But anyway, I think this works really well in warm weather, and I think you should try it if you have it in your collection. Just be mindful of your sprays, but see how you like it. Because I think when the breeze hits it on a hot day, it works out really well. Now, if it was really like muggy outside or you don't get much of a breeze where you are, maybe not, because this fragrance, like I said, it smells more dense. And so I feel like it was extremely, if it was extremely humid, no breeze and just stifling, then this fragrance may kind of add to that. So keep that in mind. But I think that if there is any type of breeze in the air, this will work perfectly. So again, that is Nisha Nayani's. The next fragrance that I have is Zerjoff Herbapura. And this fragrance is a bowl of mixed fruits, in my opinion. But add to that some muskiness and some woodiness and some amberiness. Now, to me, the fruits are still the most prominent, but you can definitely smell those other elements to it as well. And I feel like I can smell them the entire time that I wear this fragrance. To me, that makes this fragrance definitely unisex. I could wholeheartedly picture a man wearing this fragrance, even though it's kind of a sweet, fruity fragrance. I love this scent. I haven't had it for too long, but I think it's perfect for hot weather. It definitely is a heavy hitter. This is another one that plays well with a little bit of wind, but I have worn this on like the hottest, humid type day, and it's worked out perfectly well. It's not too heavy, in my opinion. It's really good, y'all. It's really good. It's popular for a reason. I know there are some other fragrances that smell quite similar to this, like Tiziana Terenzi Kirke, and what's the other one that people talk about all the time? I can't remember, but I've heard that smells very similar to this. I do not own that fragrance, so I can't speak on it. But, you know, whichever one you like the best, I think one of them would work for you for this summer. So again, that is Zerjoff Herbapura. So this next fragrance is one from Amalfi, and this is Portrayal Woman. Now this one again is going to be controversial because I know a lot of people just really can't get down with this fragrance for whatever reason. I think it's quite pretty. And then another thing is that a lot of people only wear this when it's cold. But again, I think it works quite well in hot weather, especially if you are going like to a more dressy occasion. So the main note in this fragrance is jasmine. And the jasmine in this, to me, smells quite fresh and realistic. But this is also a quite sweet scent. And it has tobacco in there as well. Now, to me, it doesn't smell like a tobacco fragrance. To me, the tobacco sits in the background and it just gives it a little bit of a unique quality, in my opinion. You can definitely smell it, but it's not at the forefront, but you can definitely smell it the entire time. But I just think this is really like fresh and pretty while still being unique. So if you're not really into the light floral fragrances, this may be one that you like. This one I could picture wearing to like church or some sort of like events during the summertime. Now, could you wear it to Publix? Yes. But to me, it smells a little bit more like you should wear it somewhere a little bit more special, in my opinion. But I think it plays really well in the heat as long as you don't go overboard with it. Again, that is Portrayal Woman from Amalfi. The next fragrance that I have is from Initio, and this is Oud for Happiness. Now, this fragrance is a lot. It is a lot. I'm just going to say it. It's a lot. It's not going to be for everybody. It definitely probably leans a little bit more masculine than feminine, but I still think it's unisex. But if I had to pick a side, I would say it leaned a little bit more masculine. But I think it works really well in the hot weather. So, of course, as the name would imply, oud is a note in this fragrance. But if you've ever smelled Oud for Greatness, the one that has just the gold plaque like this, if you ever smell that fragrance, you know how smooth the oud is in that fragrance. And the oud is the same way in this fragrance. Now, to me, the oud sits more in the background of this fragrance, but you also have some woody notes. To me, it smells like there is pine. I don't think pine is a note, but that's the vibe that I get, maybe pine or like juniper berries. And then you have this very bright, fresh ginger smell. And to me, the ginger is what really keeps this being a bright fragrance that I think works perfectly for hot weather. Now, you can definitely wear this in cold weather. I can definitely see somebody wearing this cold weather, but to me, that brightness and freshness of the ginger makes this hot weather appropriate all day, every day, especially if you're a man. If you are a woman like me and you like to wear this fragrance, I think you just need to be a little bit more light-handed with it during the hot weather so that you don't choke yourself out. But it works really well in the hot weather. And I know this from experience. I've gotten compliments on this when I've worn it in the hot weather. And when I'm saying hot, I'm talking about like 85, 90 and up, like hot weather. And it's humid here. And I think this just works really well. The ginger really cuts through that hot air. And I love this scent. And it's quite unique. Like, you're not going to smell anybody else smelling like this. Like, not for the most part. I mean, somebody else could be wearing it, but you're probably not going to smell anybody who smells like you. And it works. Like, just if you can, maybe try to get a sample of this and try it on your skin. To me, when I smell this out of the bottle, it was a no-go for me. I thought it was too masculine. When I sprayed it on my skin, and after about like 2 minutes, when that ginger really started to come out, that's when I knew that I loved the fragrance. And I think ginger is a funny note. So if you don't like ginger, you're definitely not going to like this. But if you do like ginger, try it out, see if it works for you. And yeah, let me know. Anyway, that is Oud for Happiness from Initio. So the last fragrance that I have to share with you is from Tiziana Terenzi, and this is To Bit. So this fragrance is in a beautiful bottle, but beyond that, the scent inside is gorgeous. This is a peach fragrance, and it smells like a quite syrupy, sweet peach, but then you have this kind of ambery, woody, I don't know if it's woody. It's more so like ambery, musky base, in my opinion. To me, this fragrance is kind of like two ends of the spectrum, because that peach is quite feminine and quite sweet and like slightly syrupy. And then you have this amber, musky base that is kind of something that you may associate with more masculine scents, but the way they come together is just, it's amazing. It's like the perfect balance of the two. Now, I still think this fragrance leans more feminine, but I know some men wear this and love it. I've never smelled it on a man, so I really don't know, but I love this fragrance. And if you like fruity scents and you want a heavy hitting summer fragrance, I definitely think you should try to get your nose on this, because it's absolutely stunning and it's quite unique. And the peach in this does not smell juvenile at all. Like, this smells like a grown woman fragrance. I love it. It's great for hot weather, and it's a more unique fruity fragrance. So again, that is Tiziana Terenzi To Bit. So that was a lot of fragrances. I guess I have a lot of heavy hitters in my collection, and I'm not the type of person who always has to wear like a heavy fragrance. That's not me. Like, I wear pretty much moderate performing fragrances most days of the week, but I do like my heavy hitters too. Just depends on the occasion and how I'm feeling. So if you guys have tried any of these fragrances, let us know what you think of them down below. Also, if there is a fragrance that I did not mention that you think is like your go-to heavy hitter summertime fragrance, let us know that in the comments below too. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure you're subscribed and you have your notification bells on so that you don't miss a video from me. I typically upload 3 times a week, so you definitely don't want to miss any of those. Also, if you're not following me on Instagram, please go ahead and do that now. I like to give y'all sneak peeks over there and just additional content. So definitely check me out over on Instagram. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.